Welcome to another Super Deluxe Edition unboxing video. Today is the annual Record Store Day preview, so I've got a pile of releases here, a selection of some of the best releases for 2026 to give you an idea before tomorrow's Record Store Day when you go out and start queuing up. So we're going to start off with one of the biggest releases of this year's Record Store Day, which is this Pink Floyd live from the Los Angeles Sports Arena, April 26, 1975. Now this audio is a restored bootleg recording. Stephen Wilson restored it. It first appeared on the Blu-ray, which was part of the Super Deluxe edition of Wish You Were Here, which was reissued. And it was also on the standalone Blu-ray. It's now being made available as a 4LP set for Record Store Day. And it's all pressed on clear vinyl. Now one of the best things about this release is there's so much space to do quite nice graphical design. So there's 4 sleeves there, which all look quite good. And then within those you've got printed inners for each one. So you've got 2 extra kind of 12-inch areas for the design. And then that's what the disc looks like. So even though spreading this over 4 records sounds a bit like overkill, it's because it's such a large format, you know, it's actually quite good, I think. Yeah, they're all on clear vinyl. Again, printed inners. I'll be interested to see what this retails for. It's going to be expensive, isn't it? 4 records, probably like 100 quid or something like that, if not more. And that's the 4th one there, so quite nice design. Clear vinyl. The outer slipcase is a little bit on the flimsy side, if I'm honest, but it's not too bad. You can't really argue with the track listing for this though. Shine On You Crazy Diamond, Have a Cigar, the whole of Dark Side of the Moon, Echoes at the end. So that's Pink Floyd live as a 4LP set. Next up, Coming Up, Suede's 1996 album. This is Coming Up at the BBC, so it's the album made up from BBC live sessions. So as you can see there, you've got Radio 1 evening sessions, Reading Festival, Mark Radcliffe, etc. But it is the kind of track listing for the record. I do quite like this white treatment to it, especially this is quite a nice glossy inner sleeve, and you know, I quite like the way that they've done the colours behind the Suede logo. And there's the bed on its own. And this is pressed on bright pink vinyl. Now, Art of Noise, The Seduction of Claude Debussy. This came out in 1999. It was never issued on vinyl originally, so this is the first time this album has been made available on vinyl. And there's also 4 bonus tracks as well. So it's a 2LP set pressed on blue vinyl. Quite nice translucent vinyl. So Art of Noise fans will be very pleased to be able to pick this up on vinyl. Next up, OMD Archive Volume 1, 1981 to 1990. These are tracks from the box set that came out in, I think, 2019. So these tracks have never been on vinyl before because the box set was obviously a CD-based reissue. So pressed on this very reflective mirror board. 2LP set, 4 sides of vinyl. This is black vinyl, I think. Yeah, black vinyl. There's a bit of blurb here on the left-hand gatefold package, which is taken from 2019 from Andy McCluskey, but very nicely presented as you would expect from OMD. There's the second record. So that's OMD, the Archive Volume 1. Next up, a pair of David Bowie releases. So we've got the Outside album in its truncated form, excerpts from Outside. This is a cut down version of the album to make it fit onto 1 LP. You do get this booklet here which tells you all about the hypercycle or whatever it was called, the Diary of Nathan Adler, or the Art Ritual Murder of Baby Grace Blue. I loved this album when it came out. I really got into it big time, so it's quite nice to see all this done properly as a little booklet. This is pressed, I think this is clear vinyl. Yeah, kind of clearish vinyl. Obviously the 2 LP version came out a while back in the box set, in the 90s box set. And the single, which the Pet Shop Boys of course remixed, Hello Space Boy, that's been reissued as well on 12 inch. Now there never was a 12 inch for this originally, there was some promo 12 inches, but it never came out as a 12 inch single, only CD single. There was a 7 inch as well originally. But this is like a hot pink vinyl pressing. And it does have a remix that's never been released. Some of the remixes are quite rare, like there's a instrumental mix which is quite rare. The Tim Simonon mix is the one that hasn't been released before. But he was quite prevalent at the time. He did a version of Heart's Filthy Lesson. But it's quite good value, 6 mixes, 7 inch, 12 inch, Lost in Space, Double Click, Instrumental, and the Tim Simonon one at the end. Quite a nice glossy sleeve actually. Worth picking up, I think. Next up, Ian Dury and the Blockheads, live in London 1980. So this is them kind of at their peak. Recorded by the BBC at the time, a very good set list. Clever Trevor, What a Waste, I'm Partial to Your Abracadabra, Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick, and Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll included. 2 LP set. This is pressed on orange vinyl. Looking forward to listening to this because the Blockheads live were an amazing act, so it'd be really good to listen to. It's never been out on vinyl before, this particular live show. So Cream, Wheels of Fire. So this is coming out as a 5 CD super deluxe set, and there's a 3 LP set that goes with it. But the 3 LP set doesn't include any of the live stuff from the CD box. So it's happening for Record Store Day. That's what this is, a 3 LP set. Quite a sort of lavish gatefold package. And so you get 1 LP in the first sleeve, black vinyl, and then the 2 further LPs in the second wallet. There you go. So these shows were live from the Fillmore and live from the Winterland Ballroom. And it's all on black vinyl with poly door labels. So if you're a big Cream fan, you're going to want the 5C Super Deluxe, you're going to want the 3 LP full retail version, and this 3 LP Record Store Day set. Now we've got a pair of Cure releases here. So the Cure are quite into Record Store Day. There's always Cure Record Store Day stuff going on. This is Greatest Hits, the original Greatest Hits. If you look at the sticker, it says first time on coloured bio vinyl, which is quite a specific claim. But they've done this really well because you've got these reflective stars there, that's sort of foil blocked, which is great. And the coloured vinyl is actually quite nice because it's silver, but it's because of the bio element, it kind of gives it a bit of a texture, which is quite nice. So I think that's actually a really nice job. This is 2 LP set. Remastered by Robert Smith, it also said on the sticker, which isn't necessarily a good thing, but hopefully it'll sound all right. Anyone that's heard his Atmos mix might be concerned. And then if you remember back to when this Greatest Hits came out, there was a bonus disc on a limited edition 2 CD set that had acoustic versions of the hits. It's become quite familiar now, but it's being released separately for Record Store Day on vinyl. Same thing, first time on coloured bio vinyl, remastered by Robert Smith. Gatefold again, it's kind of matching. Really, if you're going to buy one of these, you need to buy both, I guess. But the vinyl, very much the same kind of look and feel. And there's the second record. Now Now this is really lavish and quite amazing actually what they've done with the vinyl. This is a special 3 LP set of meditation mixes, John Lennon, but they're all of the song Love from the Plastic Ono Band. So we've previously had other meditation mixes from Mind Games is the one I remember from the big box set. Well, they weren't actually in the box set, were they? They came out afterwards. But this is continuing that really and taking it further. Love. Very lavish, as you can see, very reflective, sort of 6-panel vinyl. If you're wondering what the meditation mixes are all about, it tells you here, gives you a bit of blurb. Basically, they go back to the multi-tracks, and the original recordings are complemented with additional instrumentation from Sean Ono Lennon. So it's a whole new kind of vibe. But what I want to show you here are the actual records. They look amazing. They're on iridescent vinyl. So I like how they've done this. It's kind of it's a polyline sleeve, but printed quite nicely. It feels kind of quite vintage, which is good. But look at this vinyl. It looks amazing. So it's iridescent vinyl. I don't know how they've done it. It looks incredible, actually. Really, really amazing. This 3 LP set is probably going to be very expensive because it doesn't look like any cost or expense was spared on the production of this with all the reflective materials and the flashy iridescent vinyl. There we go. How relaxing it is having to turn over 6 sides of vinyl while you're meditating to these versions of Love remains to be seen, but they'd probably work really well as immersive audio actually rather than vinyl. But yeah, I mean, look at that. It looks amazing. So they're the Love meditation mixes by John Lennon. Now, Status Quo, live at Hammersmith 79, June 1979. So this is on vinyl, first time on vinyl, pressed on double translucent red vinyl. So this isn't a gatefold, it's a wide spine sleeve. 2 printed inners, and as promised, translucent red vinyl. Next up, Badfinger, No Dice. This is their 1970 album. It's got the kind of sideways sleeve which Paul Weller copied for his first solo album. This has got No Matter What and Without You on it, so probably their 2 best songs. Now this was remastered in 2010, but it never came out on vinyl. So this is the first time the 2010 remaster has come out on vinyl. I do like this orange pressing, classic Apple label there. So I think this is actually going to be a really nice one to pick up. Thin Lizzy, live in Cleveland, 76. This is a gatefold presentation, and yeah, great set list. Jailbreak, Emerald, Boys Are Back in Town, Romeo and the Lonely Girl, Warriors, Rosalie, you know, fantastic. Can't remember what colour this is pressed on. Semi-clear vinyl. Actually, here's the sticker from the front. So yeah, classic lineup, classic show. First time on vinyl, 140 gram transparent vinyl. And this one's exactly the same in terms of the look and feel. There you go. Rainbow, Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow. So this is another live album. 76 Colne. And another 2 LP set, but not in a gatefold. This is in a wide spine sleeve. Actually, it's 3 LP, it's not 2. This is actually triple coloured vinyl. So each inner sleeve designates the colour. So there's the blue one, here's the yellow pressing, and then finally the red one. So this is 1976, there's the track listing there at the bottom. Def Leppard, Slang, this is their 1996 studio album. I think it was their 6th album. On vinyl, coloured vinyl, and there's a bonus LP curated by Joe Elliott that has B-sides and rarities. So this is actually a good package if you're a Def Leppard fan. Nice gatefold sleeve. It's got some printed inners and sort of violet coloured vinyl. And the second one's the same colour there, as you can see. And finally, Mark Bolan, Songs from Mark. So Mark was the 1977 TV show. It was on Granada TV in the UK. And Mark Bolan recorded a load of songs for this TV show. And that's effectively what this album is. And it's pressed on orange vinyl, which looks quite good. It kind of goes well. There's a little bit of blurb here that tells you all about the TV show. They were filmed in Manchester, but they're not. They think the recordings here were made in London. And these are tracks from shows 1 to 4 out of 6 or 7 shows. Yeah, 6-part Granada TV series. But anyway, quite interesting. So this has never been available on vinyl before, and that's out for Record Store Day tomorrow. So back to Pink Floyd. I'm afraid that's it for this Record Store Day preview. I hope this has given you a good feel. If we haven't covered one of your favourites, then good luck tomorrow when you go out and queue up. I'll probably be popping into Soho at some point to Sounds of the Universe maybe. But I hope you've enjoyed this preview. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.